Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle fans, the Extraordinary Toy Nerd is back, revisiting the year 1990 with one of my all-time favorite characters and action figures from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Here it is. Former sewage sanitation worker and sidekick mutated into garbage muck mess Muckman and Joe Eyeball. Hold on one sec, we'll take a look. We'll take a look at the card first. Here is Muckman and Joe Eyeball, the Garbage-gatherin Ghoul and his Parasitic pal. Once again, we have Muckman to the right with his garbage can destroying, I wouldn't say destroying, but emptying emptying his garbage can of retro mutagen ooze all over the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles logo. And like in my Bebop review, I just love when the characters interfere with the logo. And we have Muckman with his Muck Gun spewing ooze onto the logo. Real oozing mouth and chest. And of course, he is spewing ooze everywhere in his portrait. Even grabbing a hold of the ooze. Cool. Much big dynamic explosion as the bricks are being torn away. Back of the so-called card. It's unpunched, so he has the Wacky Action Turtles, the 1990 Mutants. His accessories close up, his Muck Gun, Joe Eyeball, the Muck Pack, which is of course just the trash can, and the Removeable Skullcap. The portrait of Muckman and Joe Eyeball. Once again, if you can't read it, I'll be posting it below. I don't know when, because I have a lot of time, but I will be doing it. Muckman. When I say Muckman is one of my favorite figures, it's because he is just disgusting in all regards. I mean, his face in general is just full. There is not a single round piece on Muckman whatsoever. Everything has got a disgusting little nook and cranny. I especially love the little worms or eels or tentacles that make up his beard and mustache. The little clothespin that holding his nose, the bug eyes. The banana peel as a hat covering his brains. The little mushrooms and flies all oozing his arm. The exposed bones. This is a really, really disgusting figure. Highly detailed, a wonder and achievement for Playmates in these early years. I especially love that spider. Even the trash can's got a little detailing on it. This trash can itself looks like it's been bashed the heck. Little unpainted detailing on the legs with the mushrooms. And it all just oozes down into one foot, which is of course a piece of a trash can and a milk carton. And then this other foot is just a dilapidated, just oozing mess onto us. It's almost like he was standing on a sewer grate, a sewer manhole when he was mutated, and it became a part of his mutation. That's just very, very clever. And very, very unique to Muckman. More detailing. Frog climbing on his pant leg. Another thing is, it shows so in the card art, but he still has his sanitation name badge. And that is the detailing on Muckman. Of course, his head rotates, the shoulders rotate, the elbows swivel on this arm, and his bicep rotates on this arm. Oh, bony fingers. And of course, he does have ball joints on the legs, which also produce movement if he wants to sit down. His Muck Gun is no more than like an assault rifle constructed of nothing but trash. A soda can, a can of worms. Yeah, talking about opening a can of worms with this guy. Whew. This was like one of those ones my dad surprised me with for a good report card, and my mom just absolutely freaked. She hated that I had this thing. Dog food, little washer as the barrel. I think it's a washer, and a ketchup bottle for the gun sight. That's just hilarious. He also has Ooze Cola, another soda can, and all I can think of is duct tape wrapped around for the stock. I mean the handle. And that is Muckman. Now let's focus on Joe Eyeball. Joe Eyeball, of course, is the little parasitic pal of Muckman. He can't get around without Muckman. He can't live without him. He was also a garbage worker who just happened to be mutated along with Muckman. Only he got a much more cuter appearance, as cute as the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle universe gets. He's got 3 eyes. One of them actually springs from his tail. Others on stalks. He's missing teeth. He's got warts all over the place. Pug-nosed. This little gimpy arms. This little tail thing. And itty-bitty little legs. So he gets around on Muckman's pack, basically because his legs are so small, he probably can't really walk as fast as Muckman. And of course, this guy ain't without his gimmicks. Take off his little plug. As you can see here, there's a hole with his open mouth and tongue. What you did was you took a canister of retro mutagen ooze, sold separately of course, and you poured it into his skull, and it would ooze out his mouth. Now I only have 1 canister of retro mutagen ooze, and it's sealed, and I have no desire to open it. You also poured it into the Muck Pack, his trash can, and it poured out through this little opening into here, and it poured out into the gaping hole in his torso, as you can see there. And then of course you put the cap back on when not in use. Now, I so remember getting a thing of retro mutagen ooze, because once I found out that you had to have it with Muckman, I wanted it. So we went to Toys R Us, got a thing of retro mutagen ooze, and much like every other parent in America, were horrified when I mutated my living room rug from the beige carpeting that it was. It was the 1990s. And now it had like a permanent, like green, yellow type stain. Till we got rid of the carpet, that stain remained. And every time my mother walked by, she would always remind me on how I made that stain. So, notes on this guy, pick him up. He's fairly cheap. He's one of the more interesting characters, and he is a head turner. I can't recommend this guy enough. He was one of my all-time favorite characters, and his television show appearance, he talked like Jackie Gleason, and Joe Eyeball talked like Art Carney. What more can you ask for? The Honeymooners. Mutated.